Bonnie Self. I'm the Executive Director of the Community Foundation in Teton Valley. And I just want to thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedule to come today. I'm just going to make a few remarks so we have plenty of time to hear from the students and the nonprofit organizations. I just want to say a few thank yous. I'd like to thank the Tin Cup Challengers for making this event possible, for their funding. I'd also thank Dr. Richard Grunler, who's had a specific affinity for youth philanthropy and donates directly to the program. I want to thank the Community Foundation Board for their leadership, as well as our amazing staff, like Claire Bertucci and Brian Theisel, who oversees all of the details of this program and is actually out setting up for the student celebration afterwards. I'd also like to thank all the nonprofit organizations. Thank you so much for applying and making this a competitive process. And a huge thank you to the students. You know, I was able to attend 8 different classes, 4 classes each for each session, and I was just amazed by their ability to facilitate, to debate. They listened so respectfully to each other on their different opinions. And if you can believe it, over 60 students came to agreement on these 9 grants. So I really want to thank the students for their involvement. I want to give a shout out to RAD, such a supportive business in our community that's hosting the student celebration after this event. And I want to thank Mr. Brent Schindler, who's been so supportive of this program, and his commitment to the students in the Teton School District is just unbelievable. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Schindler.
Thank you, Bonnie. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm so excited. This is a wonderful, wonderful program. I hope that our community recognizes what a valuable program this is. It does a couple things for us. First of all, we get to talk about philanthropy. We get to pronounce it and learn how to pronounce it and talk about what it means, which is new for a lot of people. It's we take our soon-to-be adults who are soon-to-be graduating, and we give them the responsibility of making these decisions, and wonderful, magical things happen with these young people. We first of all recognize the importance of philanthropy. We recognize that things that they've taken for granted as they've grown up in school are not free, and that there was an effort to get those resources to them. And I think that was a wake-up to recognize that these wonderful, wonderful programs that we have at schools and otherwise are because of donators like many of you. I love seeing our students prioritize the needs versus the wants. I love having them go through the different projects and talk about, well, that's necessary, but that's just a want. So let's prioritize that. I love hearing those debates. I love the quality of the debates. I love the integrity of the debates, and I love the adult conversations that they have as they go through this process. I love that they recognize that they are being given the chance to help their community, that their decision matters, that their decision is going to help these nonprofits. And so that's wonderful to see that connection. I was very, very pleased this year, and this is the first year I've seen it to this degree. Both classes came to a point where they said, well, can we also donate time? Can we donate our time? Since we're not fully funding, or even if we are fully funding, or maybe we're not funding at all, these are good causes. Could we donate our time? And so I just want all of our nonprofits to know that I have at least 60 seniors and probably even more who would come, and if you can tell me the project, if you can tell me how many students you need, I can get those students there to help you with these nonprofit needs. And so I thought that was wonderful to let them step outside the box and not only say, okay, we have this money, but we also have our time that we're willing to donate. So with that, we're going to have Taylor Amy come forward. And Taylor, if you want to come up here and any friends or support that you have.
All right, so the first nonprofit to petition our youth philanthropy program for funding was Ask Us Animals. If you'll walk up here. Ask Us Animals is a nonprofit that works to remove puppies and dogs with litters from nearby shelters. And as anyone who has owned a dog knows, there's a lot of wear and tear on furniture and carpets, especially when you're training a dog. And so we would like to award Ask Us Animals $700 to help with the upkeep of their facilities and to ensure that these animals continue to live in a clean and safe environment.
Thank you so much for this very generous donation, and we just love that this involves the entire community, and all of our services are for our community and for all of you and your families with dogs. And we will be taking you up on these 60 students for volunteer time in the spring when it comes to cleaning up and actually doing these projects. So thank you so much.
We'll have Mr. Caden Hastings come up for the next presentation. Caden, he was here this morning. Okay, Caleb, come on, shoot up here. So Caleb's my step-in. He actually volunteered for anybody who did not show up, and so this was actually a volunteer, even though he doesn't know who he volunteered for.
So the next grant we will be awarding is to the Education Foundation of Teton High. What they were petitioning, please come up, please. What they were petitioning their grant for was for an event. It was their back to school readiness, and they wanted $1,000 to pay their interpreters, and it was amazing. And so we were able to give them the full $1,000 for this amazing project that was going to help so many people in the valley get ready for it.
Thank you to the students participating in youth philanthropy, also to the donors who give to this program, and to everyone who works to make youth philanthropy possible. Thank you for caring about your community, and to the students in this room, I just want to say again that you are the reason that we do the work we do. So thank you.
Mr. Brinker, Luke. Okay, so most of the students volunteered for theirs. I assigned Luke this because of some input he gave during our discussion about this one, and so Luke.
The next one to receive funding from us is the Mariners Education Foundation, and they got it for garden classroom kitchen boxes. When I was in first and third grade, like little did I know, I was actually participating in these programs. We had like the greenhouse and we had garden beds at our school, and I remember planting them as a first grader and being able to eat the fruits and vegetables that we got during like third grade. And I think it's really important for kids to know like where their food is coming from and how to get dirty and grow their own food. So thank you.
Track you down anyway, because I love that you spoke up during the interview process. That was awesome. That is why we do our work. It does have an impact. Even though these kids are, K through third graders, it's so important, like you shared, to get their hands dirty and get them knowing where their food comes from, and the gift that you guys have given us. Thank you so much. It means a ton to us. These kids are going to be able to prepare their own food, and we're excited to do more of that with them. So thank you so much.
Let me just say we love our what Mountain Roots does at Teton. So it's an amazing, amazing program. Monica Mayberry is going to do our next presentation.
All right, so I have a seniors list of the Tetons, and we wanted to give a grant for $550 to go towards containers for the senior citizens who take their food home, and I think it's a good cause because it's helping the environment and helping our seniors in the valley. So.
Thank all the students for this because it just means a lot to us. We have a great program where we provide seniors who are homebound temporarily, perhaps because of surgery, others who can't leave their home, maybe can't drive anymore, and so we provide them with 5 meals a week. And so these containers are just great because they can just rinse them out and then we wash them when we get back. And we're going to also increase our milk containers so that we can just use gallons of milk and pour them in there. So we appreciate this so much, and thank you.
The next one, they're all my favorite, but this one is especially one of my favorites. And Joe, if you want to come up here. So it wasn't this year, it was another year that, we had a couple of people pleading for this one, and they said, but you've got to believe in Santa Claus, was the thing that really pushed it over. And so, Joe, I'll let you present the next one.
This nonprofit is Subs for Santa. Here.
Okay, I'll accept.
Yeah, go read this. We really think that this organization exemplifies the power of community. With the $1,000 that we're giving them, they'll be able to buy gifts and give those gifts to many in the community who might not have received them on their own. And we chose this nonprofit because the funds we're giving them really aren't just monetary, but they're expressions of hope, love, and the belief that everyone deserves to experience the joy of receiving a gift during the holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, and I mostly want to thank the students because we give them back the money and they buy team gifts for us. And that has been the biggest help to our program that we probably have ever had. So thank you, students, I really appreciate it. And,
Just have to add to that, usually we go down to Rexburg with the money to make the purchases. First year I did this, it was during COVID, and that was really, really, really sad because I didn't have any students who I could take with me, and so it was hard to buy all of these gifts. Since COVID, it's been great. We go down to Walmart, we go down to Rexburg, and the students do all of the shopping, and I just have to pay, and so it's great. So, fantastic. Okay, if we can have, let's see, Brent, you can come up. And this next one was interesting because we did not understand what they were requesting until they came in and talked to us, and that was very, very helpful in explaining that.
Alright, I'd like to present the Teton County, Idaho Search and Rescue for the OWL device for TCISAR training for $750. You can that this program will affect the community in such a positive and helpful way. Living in the Valley, search and rescue is huge and very important. This program files a need in this community to rescue the greatest number of people in the shortest amount of time. And with the new OWL device for TCISAR training, we'll provide first aid services to the trained survivors and to dispatch them for medical care.
Search and rescue has an important mission, and it's pretty obvious that when you get lost or in trouble in the wilderness, and there's a lot of it here, and we all like to play out there, we come out and rescue you. We have two major parts. One is the foundation board, which is the funding, and I'd like to thank the Community Foundation for the opportunity to receive some extra funds to fund our teams who are out in the field risking their lives to save others. To that extent, I am very happy that this educational opportunity, and we have an outreach program to help you learn how to be safe out there so we never have to come and rescue you. But this particular opportunity involves you young people who are the future team members. Unfortunately, Ron Razzolini, who is our op teams leader, he operates the two teams that go out and actually do the work. We're the foundation board. We are funded through the Sheriff's Department in part, but as you know, public funds are never enough, especially because we have to keep these people in the field safe. And to do that, there is administrative stuff. This OWL device I did not know about. I thought owls were birds that just flew out there in the community. But this is a device that helps with Zoom, it helps with communications. And so I too have learned another owl. So, and then Mr. Jonathan McLaren here is one of our senior board members, and he might have to have a couple of things. I thank you all, but this community is very nice, and you know what? We can't pay back, we can only pay forward, and this helps us do that. You young people have learned valuable experience, and someday you'll be up here, and you'll be team members that will help others. Jonathan?
I just want to thank the children, the kids, the high schoolers. There's a lot of great ideas out there, but implementation makes leaders. And you guys are implementing, and you're stepping into the next realm of your leadership going on in adult life. And I commend you for that. Lead by example and continue the good work.
Just want to point out, Brian just came in from Pizza Duty, and Brian, thank you so much for your part in this wonderful, wonderful program. Thank you. So the next one, Mason. Mason, if you want to come up, we'll have Mason present this next one to the Teton Valley Community Recycling.
We decided to fund the Teton Valley Community Recycling, Bring Your Own Container program, because we found it was very important to use reusable appliances in your everyday life and bring awareness to that. So we thought it was very cool, the sticker idea and everything. Thank you.
Thank you to all of the students. We really appreciate you awarding us, because waste is not glamorous. I was teasing Asuka, waste issues aren't as cute as puppies or kids, but it's a really important aspect of your future to start addressing some of these problems. And so realizing the importance of stopping waste upstream instead of just throwing things in a can and walking away. And so I was really excited to hear that you funded the SWAT program for their reusable Meals on Wheels programs, because that's reducing a lot of waste. And this program that's going to have further reach throughout the community, partnering with different businesses and locals to just encourage the process of bringing your own cups, your own bags, your own containers. So thank you so much for funding a less glamorous project.
Let Caleb come up, and Caleb was one of our, he ran one of our groups. Let me just say, and I hope this is okay to say this, so my 7th period met, and they did a fabulous job. They did a wonderful, wonderful job. And both Brian and Bonnie were commenting that they thought the 7th period was the best run group that they had seen in the years that we've done this. And then 8th period came with Caleb, and they had to take that back and think that we think they may have 7th period may have competition with 8th period. So Caleb did a wonderful job facilitating. So Caleb, with the food pantry.
Mr. Schindler wanted me to talk a bit about the whole youth philanthropy project a bit before I talk about food pantry. So I'm going to quickly talk about what I personally appreciated about it and the general processes of it. So our class was run a lot like a panel. We would go through topic to topic, and we would ask various questions. My job as a facilitator was to make sure people were involved. I was one of the facilitators. The other facilitator in my class was Moises Sampa. So we would go through the various grants we would go through and talk about it, and it was definitely a really interesting conversation. It was amazing to hear the various people in my class talk about their opinions on these grants, especially when there was clash, especially when there was conflict, and seeing how these people would react to all these different things, because it was a bit difficult. They weren't all of the same thing. It was hard to judge them against each other because it's not like they're all going to be about the same thing. So we found a way to implement pretty much all the grants that we wanted to, and it was an amazing opportunity. I personally enjoyed this because it helped me feel more in tune with Teton Valley, helped me to understand more about nonprofits, which I have some experience with nonprofits. I'm an intern at the Family Safety Network, but this was on a whole nother level. It was enjoyable to learn from these people, to see what they are offering, and then to have that greater step in the Valley. The food pantry was definitely, when I saw it, I knew this was my #1 pick. With the holidays being a major part about the Valley, and not everybody having the ability to get those winter meats, those holidays meats, the turkeys, the hams, Food Pantry asked for $1,000 so that they could get more hams, turkeys, all those holiday meats, and get those out to various families in the Valley who definitely need it. So here you go.
I want to say that this is the most favorite thing that I love attending. And I want to thank the Community Foundation, Mr. Schindler, the challengers, oh my gosh, and all of you students to have this opportunity to have an adult experience on having all the people that need money, and you're going to realize this in your own budget, you need X amount of money, but you have this much to spend. And you guys have done a phenomenal job on granting the money to the areas that you feel most important. So thank you very much.
And I speak on behalf of Mayor Christensen, Mayor Froelich, if you were here, and City of Teutonia. Thank you all for serving our communities. Just recently, for our walkathon for October, we were talking about our need for food in our communities, and what a wonderful thing to have Food Pantry and other organizations that help provide that food for our needy people. Thank you so much. Lastly, we'll have Ms. Rachel Curran come up, and Rachel is going to be, and we'll have the Teton Valley Foundation also come up.
Our last nonprofit for today is the Teton Valley Foundation, and the youth hockey program at the Ice Arena has been massive since its launch in 2010. Playing hockey is not without its risks, and the safety of these youth is of the utmost importance to us. We chose this program to promote youth hockey, to prevent more injuries, and to reduce the cost of players starting out in this program. Our high school dual government program has decided to grant $500 with the purpose of buying new and improved goalie hockey masks to keep these players safe.
I'm going to start by thanking everyone here, but especially just communicating that I'm inspired by this program and all of you students that are involved in it. This is really awesome, and I'm very grateful to be part of it. Goalie is obviously one of the most unique positions in that the equipment is extremely expensive, and it is terrifying when pucks are flying at you and they just stand there. And so, especially getting young kids when they're all excited to do that position for some reason, getting them the updated technology, as you know, like helmet technology progresses very quickly, so getting them the most updated, safe technology for them to be excited about it will hopefully keep them in the sport and passionate, and thank you for feeding the passion of the young skaters. Thank you all.
Just lastly, I want to say a special thanks to every one of you, whether you're a student, whether you're a contributor, whether you're part of the Community Foundation, whether you're a part of this program, whether you're a recipient, whatever you do. Thank you so much for making this beautiful community what it is today. It wouldn't be the same without you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that, if you're a student or if you've been invited, we do have pizza in the